Good morning, everybody. I know, I'm late. When does it start? Now. Alrighty, looks like we are starting on Bedouins. Just give me a second here. Oops. Alrighty, guys. We are here with another Qualifier 2 match, so it is really just win or go home at this point, except you're already at home, so it's like a win or you stay at home. Unless you wanted to go out, it's not like they're trapping you there, you know what I mean? Anyway, Andy is going to be here in the orange as the Gurjaras to the west, and to the southeast in the blue as the Byzantines. It is Z40. Only 2 spots. There can only be 2. Anyway, so Gurjaras Byzantines is kind of an interesting matchup because both civs revolve a lot around counter units. Oh yeah, Andy is definitely the favored player, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. Jordan? Jordan's already out. Don't know how to tell you that, low you nobody. Okay, this version of Bedouins has a lot of goats in it. I mean, I guess even if it's logarithmic in terms of how many, like the food income based on how many goats you have, I would imagine at least. Oh, that's rough. But it's still decent food income having 20 goats in there. Anyway, got some Travamsha riders out. Z40 did take a big Mangonel hit there, but he is on at least 2 TCs. Andy's on the 3, though, and he's continuing to get his eco set up. Yeah, but I hadn't talked to my friends in a while, so you know how it is on the Discord call with your friends. And then realize it's 1 in the morning, and you have to be up screaming by 8 in the morning. And also, I can't really, like, just immediately go to bed. I had to, like, relax a little bit, and, well, then we get the current situation of me being late and dead tired. But that is the sacrifices we make to maintain our semblance of a social life. Well, units coming forward here, but with all of these siege weapons, it's not like these monks have any upgrades. I don't think so, no. The Chinese Qualifier is just for people living in mainland China. Which is why we have, you know, Z40 here. So Taiwan, it's mainland China. I think you need a People's Republic of China passport. Even the... Oh no, Z40! But I think even the Hong Kong players are playing in the international qualifier. Anyway, that TC number 3 just now coming in, but Andy is booming like a madman. He's on 4 TCs. Basically the UK. I don't think it's been since 1997, but, you know. What do I know, man? I also went swimming yesterday. Which is nice, because my mom got into swimming laps when she was, like, vacationing in Florida, so she got me into it as well. Except now I have water stuck in my middle ear. And, it's really annoying. Is now I hear my voice even more clearly than normal, and that is rough, man. All right, Siege Workshop coming in. I mean, Andy's just working with, what, 17 Vil lead right now, 2,500 resources collected ahead. He's taken nothing but good fights. I mean, this has been not the best game so far here for Z40. Alright, Mangonel gets sniped. Need to split up those conversions, though. Hello, Asher. Use these guys yet? I mean, these are Byzantines and then Gurjaras.
Namaste.
I mean, it says so. Right here. Byzantines do defensive stuff and trash units, and then Gurjaras do counter units. So camels, their Shravamsha Rider unique unit, and Chakram throwers. Those aren't going to matter here so much as the fact that Andy is ahead by 3,000 resources, though. That's the big one. Yeah, Shravamsha Rider's able to swoop in and snipe the monks pretty well. And I mean, like, this is just nothing but good fights here for Andy. More units getting cleaned up. Looking at 4,000 resources collected advantage. Gonna have even iron casting as well. Now, the one thing is he hasn't really been mining much stone, so he's kind of far away from a castle. That said, even if Z40 can get a defensive castle down, and even if he's Byzantines with a cheaper Imperial Age, I mean, it's just way too far behind. You didn't see the names at the top? It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Another Mangonel gets sniped there.
Namaste.
They're converting villagers at this point, oh no. Got chain barding armor. Oh, I actually had him queued up behind a villager. Oh no. Oh, this is rough, guys. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a castle yet, but he's getting the stone mining upgrade. This is going to be a rough end to a game number 1 here for Z40. I mean, Andy's slightly ahead in resources destroyed, but is way, way, way ahead in economy. Better eco upgrades. He's getting redemption for his monks. I don't know how necessary that is. You don't get block printing with Gurjaras. Although your monks are perfectly fine in Castle Age, it's not the prettiest in Imperial Age. And as nice as that Byzantine castle looks, and it looks very nice, I don't know if it will be enough to withstand the might of, you know, a bunch of trebs and stuff. But it's full camels right now for the Byzantines player, but Byzantine camels are going to trade fairly poorly against the Gurjara camels in the Imperial Age. Like, the discount actually can be made to work in Castle Age just because you can get so many more camels out. But in Imperial Age, you get more of that bonus, because remember, the Gurjara bonus is staggered, so it's 40% in Imperial Age, so you get an extra attack, and then you can get Frontier Guards as well to get a bunch of extra armor. This castle is based off of the Theodosian walls. A lot of the castles are actually based off of big walls and fortifications that they just turn into an AoE2 looking castle. And that's exactly the case with this one. So Walls of Constantinople basically is this castle. This castle, the Gujaras castle, is also one of my favorites, but I don't know what it's based off of. Bit more area? Nah. Fight right now? I mean, yeah, I get the logic as far as it goes. It's just, again, unfortunately, there is a time when AoE 2 ceases to be a strategy game and ceases to be a look at the numbers game. Vulili, vulili, vulili. Well, even the TC is going to start lasering down some camels. Well, okay, that's not ideal. And here's the thing, guys. I say AoE is now basically just a numbers game, but that was a series of fairly underwhelming fights for Andy. I mean, monks are the great equalizer. And this is the very definition of trickle-trebbing. Oh, okay, hold on. This is also happening with the Travamsha riders coming in. I mean, the camel numbers are still looking decent enough for Z40, and with the fact that he's got the better monks as Byzantines, I mean, if there is a civ that can just sit on its butt and then somehow something win the game, I mean, that is Byzantines. Yeah, now Andy should just be full camels. Like, this should be a straight-on fest. Oh, pouncing on those units when Z40 wasn't paying the most attention. That's going to be at least better for Andy. Even without heavy camelin, you're getting, okay, it's actually still just 7. I thought you would get more in Imperial Age. Well, I mean, the damage is a floating number, so... Okay, so the damage is a floating number, but I don't know is if the bonus damage calculations are also a floating number. And by floating number, I mean it's like a, you know, goes through an infinite series of decimal places. I actually think they're not. Because I remember that in various updates, they switch the numbers around a little bit because they have to, like, manually put in the rounding effect or whatever.
How many years are 84 months?
I don't know. 84 divided by 12 is... Well, 12 times 5 is 60, then 72, then 84. So 7 years. Jeez. Hold on. Don't fight underneath the castles. Shot 3Os is on the way. Obviously, heavy camels crush regular camels, but now heavy camels sit on the other side. And, of course, with Byzantines, you do get to mix in halbs, whereas, of course, Gurjaras don't even have pikemen. Geez, 7 years. I mean, I have been streaming for 7.5 years. That is, a long time. Alright, that trebuchet is under threat. I mean, again, this should be a lost cause for Z40, but Andy's taken some very poor fights on the way to Imperial Age. I mean, but everything else he's doing well. He's getting to the ideal army compositions. Look at these castles. He's literally surrounding his opponent with castles. Better cav upgrades? Is it? I mean, they have the exact same blacksmith upgrades available. +4 defense, but no blast furnace. Obviously, no bloodlines for the, for Byzantines. Ignore it, Twitch stress. Yeah. Conscription coming in, that would be a helpful one. I think it's too far gone in terms of eco. I mean, we're looking at just such a substantial resources lead. The Byzantines of the East. It's often said that Gujarat is the Byzantium of India. I don't know who it's often said by, but I'm sure it's often said by somebody. You can get people to say anything. Well, it's Gujarat, Rajasthan, and the one I can't pronounce that has Mumbai in it. Maharashtra or whatever. Alright, you have some Chakrams here. Now, Chakrams versus Camels is actually not that bad. because they have no base melee armor. But yeah, Z40 going to have to tap out there. Andy was simply too far ahead. As far as making a comeback goes, I think that Z40 had the right idea, but was simply too far behind in economy to really make that happen. I mean, you can just see right here the eco efficiency once Castle Age came in and Andy added all those TCs. It was just not something. These lines are divergent, not convergent. Bored Bureaucrat, gifting the sub to Brew. Thank you so much, Bored Bureaucrat. And welcome, Brew. The Wolfpack enjoyed the beauty, glory, and majesty of Ornlu, a Wolf and Friends. Out wide on the map, it's definitely a good idea. And looks like Fish and Fish is going to be the next map. Of course, I have been running late, so I don't have the draft set up. This is Bedouins, game number 1. And that was the Byzantines losing to Jar. So last pick Civ for each player. That and the rest of the maps. Obviously, we're going to Fish and Fish. That is Z40's #1 map pick. There we go. What else do we have? Lookout, Not Nomad, and Acropolis. So a fairly aggressive pool here. And I hear Georgian sounds, as indeed we are going to Fish and Fish. With the matchup we don't see all that often. On this map, at least. So Andy's going to be the Orange Georgians. One might even call them the Georgians. To the northeast, and to the southwest in the blue as the Incas, it will be Z40. Alright, so let's get the kill there on the boar. So Incas I do like, as we've seen a lot in this tournament on the most aggressive maps. Incas are just one of the best civs at pumping out a ton of infantry units early because of that nice food discount. It's kind of like Goths, but you have a far better mid-game as the Incas than you do as the Goths. Z40 or D90? I think it's probably L72. In the grand scheme of hybrid maps? No. Because this is a hybrid map that isn't just all about snowballing water control with a few fishing and fire ships, right? You're just fighting here for the middle. Forget when... I mean, this was like a tournament map in like some random tournament, like a smaller tournament, and then I think it just started getting used in more and more tournaments because people liked it. So Georgians, I mean, I'm always, you know, in the Georgians ROP club. That said, they might be a little slow. I mean, you have a good start with Georgians for sure, but Incas are going to be really good at just going hard for the middle of the map with all their discounted infantry and, I guess, skirmishers. You have cheap towers as well to take control of the middle. And although Georgians are going to be totally fine once Castle Age rolls around, I think it could be a bit tough to secure the middle. I can see what Andy's doing is at least to try and spread out his opponent. He's going to be fishing on the side. He's going to fish instead of fish and fish. Rocky Forest was, no, that was a banned map. Crocs, oh yeah, the Crocs are getting the charge attack. I don't know if it's actually going to change the dynamics all that often. I mean, actually, yeah. The crocodile would kill a villager, that's for sure. Hey! Z40 here is starting his Milita production. That's how you pronounce it, by the way, Milita. Or sorry, Militia. Yeah, like, oftentimes on this map, we'll see players just send first 3 of their starting 9 villagers over here to the middle and just drop a mill immediately. But that has not been the case for either. Of course, we have Andy now with 3 fishing ships. Already taken 1 deep fish completely. See, that villager eco unit count is heavily in his favor. And then we have 6 villagers now coming across to the middle here from Z40. Gotta get those box turtles. We're at 3 militia and counting, though. Meanwhile, Andy's going to come in with a barracks of his own. And he should know that, okay, it's Incas, it's on a very aggressive map. They're probably going to be playing aggressive with infantry units. So, I would not be surprised to see quick archers play, but still, no villagers going onto the gold just yet. But I think as far as scouting goes, Z40 is none the wiser, so if Andy's just able to keep those fishing ships secret... Oh, remember guys, Andy is like the most quick wall happy player out there, except for maybe Hera and Viper. That said, Shorty's getting low. Eagle does go down though. Man-at-Arm upgrade is in. Those villagers are going to make their great escape. And a stable for Andy. That feels so greedy. The scouts is not really going to trade all that well into the infantry units. But I mean, you just have all that extra food income from the side. Andy already ahead by around 10% in resources collected. And I'm not normally a fan of going for the fishing ships right away on this map because it tends to just get scouted and killed. But if Z40 doesn't scout it, I mean, it's going to go great for you. Z40 no double bit axe upgrade. He's going to queue up an archery range there. And I think really a bunch of infantry units and maybe some towers could be really effective. Obviously going to need lots of spearmen, though, to deal with the scout cavalry. If you look at Z40's line of sight, he does know about the stable, so you need to make sure the spearman is in position. As scouts are going to charge in from Andy. Villager taking some damage, but not going down. And at the very least, you can start your archer production here in a moment. Andy with his own archers. How did you guys get in? Uh-oh. Okay, that's kind of the break that Z40 needed. Gonna get a villager kill there, and the resources collected are getting closer thanks to the efficiency of the box turtles. Okay, that quick wall is there in the nick of time. These quick walls are not going to be in time, though. With 4 scout cavalry out, should win this fight, unless you take the high ground there as Z40, which he did quite nicely. Now Andy's eco is a complete mess. Has any meaning? It says LingYuan Cup on it. I actually really like it. Like a little bit more abstract, but it's like it's made to look like it's in Chinese, but it's actually just LingYuan Cup in Latin characters. I like it. I think it's neat. Nice fight there from Andy. Of course, the mobility of scouts usually means that they can crash men-at-arms once you get into a decent number of them. Very medieval gamer. Yep. All right. I can love it. I was like, Chupta, if you say you hate it, I'm afraid we're going to have to agree to disagree. In a few minutes? Okay, that's going to be more than a few minutes. Remember, it's 2 HP a minute, so... it's going to be quite a few minutes. Oh, nice poke there on the low HP scout. He's going to get the other one. I think if he just targeted a bit better, he might be able to get it. That said, Z40 is doing a great job recovering in this one. ahead now in the resources. I mean, he was behind by 200 to now being ahead by 300. Oh, boom! How many sets today? Yeah, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing after this set. There are a couple other sets, but not for a little bit later. Oh, there's a sudden disaster show match. Okay, but I'm going to need to cover the tournament sets. Yeah, so at noon and 1 p.m. my time, so in like a little more than 3 hours, there are going to be some other sets. What I might do is I might just head off and then go back on for the other sets maybe, but we'll see. We will see. Because I ain't trying to fill over 3 hours of empty void just by hanging around casting ladder games. What? Really? I mean, dude, it's a show match. It was a good competitive show match. Hera narrowly lost to Yo, who is a top 4 player. And lost? What? I mean, if Hera's getting that tilted for a show match, he's not going to be in a better mental state to beat someone like Yo. I mean, if this set, guys, I'll make you a promise. If this set goes on for 3 hours, I won't take a break. We'll just keep casting. If this set goes on for 3 hours when one of the games is already over, I mean, that, and that means that this is probably one of the most insane sets of all time. That very much sounds like Hera. The super competitive? Yeah, I mean, it's even if I think it might be a foolhardy way of going about things, I mean, it's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's not like Hera's being toxic and calling Yo a giga noob. That's a way better fight, though, for Yo. Scouts plus skirmishers coming on in here. That tower is definitely 30 seconds too late. Uh-oh. Not just Chicken Arabia. It's like he literally just wants to play ladder settings. Well, okay, so at the very least, Z40 didn't take any Vil losses there, and he is still taking from the box turtles. And he's on 7 fishing ships, though. Holy cow. Oh, jeez. Well, with heavy market usage, Andy is on his way up to Castle Age. Got scale mail armor coming in. We're on 2 ranges as Z40. Well, the show match was on, it was just LingYuan Arabia, the Chicken Arabia, and they had a Civ draft. Like, they did the full LingYuan Civ draft. All right, that is a second range coming in for Andy, and if we know Georgians, they are as Cav Archer Civ. The rematch? Well, I don't know anything about it, but apparently, Yo. Is it on Liquipedia, my man? Oh, Hera won? Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Hera. You can regain your honor or something. All right, third range coming in. That definitely smells like Cav Archers. Bloodlines coming in. How GG is this? I mean, I would say it's like a 6. Who's better? Hera has always been a gracious winner. He can get a little salty when he loses sometimes, although that was a lot more when, you know, he was just a kiddo. And obviously he's matured a lot since then overall, but yeah, Hera's not really somebody who's had to deal with a loss in the AoE 2 scene for a while. Is more impressive? Oh, I would say that the show match that is actually played on the tournament settings is more impressive than ladder settings. Gets tilted when he loses? I mean, Viper was the same. I mean, Viper was... I mean, that's where, you know, GG well-walled comes in. That's an old school meme. That was back when Viper was young and salty and toxic when he was losing because he wasn't used to losing. I think it was against Tim. Yeah, GG well-walled. Like, that's a pretty good one. It's because, like, they were playing Hun Wars, I remember, and Tim was just stonewalling every single game. Anyway, Z40 honestly doing a very good job of surviving here. Got another TC coming in for each, but that mobility advantage here of the Cav Archers is going to be tough to stop. That's actually Andy's first villager kill, though. And we have Squires coming in. The issue is, of course, that the Cav Archers are just going to scale better than the crossbowmen. Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, that's John Slow. He just does that sort of thing. Yeah, Z40, I mean, the rest collected's at least even. 9 fishing. Like, has Z40 just never been to this side of the map? Nope. Never been to this side of the map, guys. Yeah. If I was coaching these players, I'd say it's still worth scouting. Would Genitors be good now? Technically, yes, but neither of the players are Berbers. Anyway, Z40 camping the middle hill there, and Andy's still up by 6 eco units. Quick walled in. Yeah, but it's also still something that you need to go ahead and check out in Feudal Age, if nothing else. It was when Feudal Age came in, because I was with the Men at Arm rush. So that's something you need to scout in Dark Age. All right. Andy, of course, realizing that the best unit in AoE 2 is the Elite Skirmisher, so he's going to be transitioning to those. And now, we don't have Ballistics in for blue, whereas it is in for orange, so it should be very difficult to take a good fight for Z40, and yet he does get a CA snipe. And there's the University for Z40 as well. Andy's now back into the resources collected lead, though. As Georgians, does he have the fortified churches down to boost his eco? I don't see any yet. This is just wild, though. 10 fishing ships? The best of 5? You won the best of 5? I mean, I really don't think it's a big deal. I just think it's kind of funny. Honestly, the moral of the story is that that was a very, very close show match. Ram CA? I mean, I don't necessarily hate Ram CA in general, but not really at this point in the game. I got the skirms here at the front. They have their +2 defense, so the archers are only dealing 1 damage a hit, and there just aren't enough eagles, guys. And I think this might be all she wrote here for poor Z40, as the army quality here for Georgians is just very significantly higher at this point. And with that +2 defense in, I mean, Andy doesn't care. He's just going to sit underneath the tower. different people? I would say so. Oh, geez, that score lead is rough, man. Didn't realize it was that bad. Anyway, more Eagles coming in, but this is where you can start mixing in some Knights and whatnot here as Andy. You can just go right back into producing mostly Cav Archers. Now, Z40 has been taking some better fights. But my question to him would still be, like, where are you going in this game? And just, again, letting your opponent get a free fish boom on basically any map is usually a death sentence. Well, remember that the Georgian units are a lot more expensive than the Inca units, but even so, yeah, obviously the advantage is heavily in favor of Andy. Thought it means rage? I would say it's more frustration. Like, I can get tilted sometimes when I lose. Not always, but you know, it's a decent amount. But when I lose, it's more frustrated about myself. I mean, again, credit to Z40 for taking the best fights he can, but Andy is simply way too far ahead. Anyway, more Eagles, more Crossbowmen, but this is an army composition that requires an outnumbering your opponent, and, well, that ain't happening, guys. That ain't happening. Now we're getting to the very GG land. Now we're looking at probably, oh, I don't know, 95+% chance for Andy to win. 10 crossbows in a dream? Yeah. What's not happening? What's not happening is Z40 making a comeback. Wow, it's the round of swear words? So this is the first round of the second qualifier, so the numbers are a little bit different because there's only the two. Okay, so it starts at the round of 32. So it's basically two 16-player single elimination brackets. This game is BM, not in the tournament match. Let shift go? No, I think you're just bleeping your own swearing, Gebo. I think you're the tilted one. Alright, chain barding armor going to be here for the Knights. It's just simply way too many Cav Archers. I mean, Andy's basically going to fish out like 85% of the fish in this entire body of water, and I don't think Blue has... He's literally just never looked at this side of the map, man. Well. Yep. Yeah, this isn't happening, Z40. I'm sorry. I mean, he sure looks giga dead to me. Glade? I've only played like 2 games on Glade, and I won one and lost one. It feels like Men-at-Arm plus Tower is probably the best strat on it. I tried to FC on Glade the other day, and I just died. Although it was Jurchens against Malay, which did not feel like a great matchup. Anyway, Andy cruising to victory there. simply took too good of a fight here in mid-game. And of course, the fishing fleet was... The uncontested fishing fleet was way too much. Now, if it was 3 fishing ships like it was in the early game, then that probably is something you can still win from a Z40, but not 10 fishing ships just gathering super efficiently. It is unfortunate. Alright, so that is the Incas losing to the Georgians. And we shall move on. Game number 3 on Acropolis. Or as the kids call it, A-Crop. It's definitely what the kids call it, guys. Croppo. Is that the newest Marx Brothers that I never heard about? Good old Croppo. And listening to the children's a mistake. All right, guys, here we are. Z40 going to be in the blue to the southwest of the map as the Ketons here on Acropolis. And to the northeast in the orange as the Khmer. It will be Andy. Croppo Marks, exactly. So, Andy, one win away from the next round, where he would face... where are you at? He'd face the winner of Dogao versus Antagonist, so probably Dogao. Although Antagonist did have a good series versus Prisma, I want to say. Hello, Bofors. Still, it is the almighty Ketons, and they are going to be tough to stop. Although I did play Ketons on Arena recently, and, I mean, it was pretty fun, but... I mean, I was just spamming trash units like crazy. That said, Khmer are going to be another top-tier open map civ. I mean, I'd still put both these guys as, like, S-tier Arabia civs for sure. Wu Malay... Wu Malay just feels like Malay are better than Wu. And... Japanese Britons is kind of a classic matchup. Japanese kind of need to get some damage done otherwise. Well, I mean, now I guess they have just amazing cav archers, so it's probably fine for Japanese. Lost to Lucho. Dang it, why do I always get Lucho and Prisma mixed up, man? That's right, it was a 3-2 loss. Too many Argentines. Racism? I know. It's just pure, unadulterated racism from me. Man, I'm sure glad I dragged myself out of bed for what is probably going to be like an hour-long series. You know, sometimes I'm not the brightest, guys. All right, so Andy's looking to click up on 19, but a little bit of idle time. Yeah, I mean, 12 seconds idle time, it's like half a villager. Not ideal. The Ketons? Well, do you believe in the power of the Ketons? For noggin health, not when you've only slept for 6 hours. Because you were looking at the YouTube channel of your friend's new boss, and oh my god. So, we went on a deep dive with my friend's new boss yesterday, and let me say that he works for one of the weirdest people I have seen. I mean, apparently, so right after his onboarding, his boss was telling him that, yeah, you know, so like, I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, and I have 6 children with 2 wives, and they don't know about each other. But then I went to rehab at a Scientology facility, and now I'm in a much better spot. And he literally does his own, like, AI tech bro podcast that my friend is, he's like the social media manager for the company. And we went on to his YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel has 73,000 subscribers, even though it has, its most viewed video is like 30,000 views, and he only has like 1.1 million total views on the channel. And if you just look at his videos, the like ratios, like my friends and I did an analysis of the like ratio to views and the comments, and it's all bot comments. We went through like at least 20 different videos, and we did not see a single video or a single comment that was left by a real person. No. If every single comment wasn't a bot comment, I might think that, but yeah, it's very clearly just bots. And I know it's more likely because YouTube thinks it's bots, because I looked it up on YouTube, but I couldn't find the channel, even though it had 73,000 subscribers. And so I had to go to Google, and then I remembered that YouTube, if they think that they're botting videos, isn't going to let you show up in the search results. The channel's name, I don't want, like, because that is my friend's boss, and he works there, I'm not gonna out my friend. But yeah, moral of the story. We just went down a rabbit hole yesterday, guys. Yeah, and actually my friend said that when he made a YouTube video, the views went down by 2,000. Yeah, no, I mean, if it wasn't literally my friend's job right now, I would, for sure. Everyone's snorting drugs. Oh, well, if my friend is fired or loses his job, I will absolutely show you the channel. The dude, the dude looks like a cross between a mobster and a Scientologist. Oh, man. So I hope you guys will understand why I was up till 1 in the morning with my friends last night. Moral of the story is we found some weird stuff online. That's not gonna be a good fight here for Z40. Nah. Wait, why is Andy this far ahead in resources? What? Man, if I was only paying the slightest bit of attention, I would have noticed. Whoa, wait, hold on. I thought it was like 1,000 resources. Never mind. Z40 said, guys, I am literally losing my mind. To be fair, I've also, not only am I sleep deprived, but I've had no coffee or breakfast. Because they reflect on your European ancestry. Yes, the Ketons of southern Norway. Totally normal number of hours of sleep, not for Ornlu. Why is Z40 not doing forging? Because he doesn't have a blacksmith. Now, is forging something Z40 really should be prioritizing right now? I would say yes, very much so. One bill goes down there. Oh, house isn't in yet, but the villas were able to all jump in the house. Oh no. Well, another scout gets picked off. Z40 is actually ahead in resources collected because I'm blind. And just now going over to gold, interestingly. Yeah, usually if you're going to pick Ketons in a situation like this, you're probably going to rush out the forging upgrade, but that has simply not been the case. Now, at the very least, you do have the faster training trash units, which is really, really helpful. And now with your food eco really taking off, it actually could be tough here for Andy to keep up in the production. Yeah, it's just on Wikipedia. My man. Alright, fletching about to be in here for Andy. Still no blacksmith here for Z40, but the skirmisher is going to try and dive bomb the archers. Oh, it's bloodlines. Ah, of course, Ketons know bloodlines. Yeah. I mean, it's fletching and bloodlines. It's just, you don't have any upgrades. You don't have any upgrades, man. Okay, now you're getting forging. It's a little bit late, though, Z40. A little bit late. Yeah, I agree, honestly. I think you just prioritize getting those blacksmith upgrades a little bit sooner, and you have the resources to do so. You're ahead in resources. Archers here are going to start peppering the villagers. That's going to hurt the wood income, which is going to make it maybe a bit tougher to produce skirmishers. Now, again, most civs would be completely dead here. Ketons have the faster training trash units, so you can kind of catch back up in army numbers here. I mean, I guess that's something. But still, no skirm upgrades in. Andy's going to have forging in just a moment. I mean, yeah, Ketons I still think are probably OP. I mean, they're not, again, they were nerfed, and the nerf is very much felt, but I still think it probably was not sufficient. I mean, again, Z40 is still ahead in eco, and now he's back to being ahead in army. Bill, you got the +1 defense coming in now for Andy, so he's going to have those fully upgraded scouts, and the Keton scouts in late feudal age aren't really all that great. You know, they have the extra attack, but they are a lot more fragile than the scouts of Khmer, or any civ with bloodlines. Oh, that scout picked the wrong time to go out of that stable. Also, Andy with 11 vills on gold is certainly way too much, especially without a market in. Oh, scouts are going to not go after the archer blob. Okay, oh, okay, look at this. Andy's trying to micro back with the archers, but they're going right towards the skirmishers. Oh, uh-oh, guys. I mean, Z40 has simply been at the unit factory making units. A lot of vills. I mean, it doesn't matter. Z40 is still ahead in eco. Archer switch from Z40? I feel like going for archers means that you're not going for skirmishers, which is not something I could ever get behind. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to mine a lot of gold so you can click up to Castle Age a bit faster, but obviously, like, that's just not happening. Like, now the market's coming in, but you've spent a lot of villager time gathering resources that don't really do anything for you. And Andy, well, Andy's already been going archers, so it wouldn't really be a switch. It wouldn't be a Nintendo tech switch. Andy's such a gold digger, you know it. All right, Castle Age is still in faster here for Andy, but he's got a big old army at his doorstep. Those scouts are only causing a little bit of idle time. And yet, the villagers themselves aren't really under attack. I mean, look, the villagers are just going to go back to work. I mean, just thwacking away at a market's not really that impressive. Mention them. Ooh, that's true. And gold, well, so long as you can get up to Castle Age faster, it's oftentimes worth it. And Andy's actually the one who's going to be getting some damage done over here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, still just not committing enough over here. Look at this. This is 7 dead vills. I think there was, like, what, 1 or 2 before? So it's probably a net plus 7. I mean, oh. That's rough. And Z40 still hasn't quite clicked up yet. Okay, big fight happening over here. Is the unit quality enough for Andy? Obviously, the skirmish don't do a whole heck of a lot in this fight. I think with a couple of reinforcements bleeding in through here as well, I mean, this is a game that Andy should have been completely insurmountably ahead a long time ago. It's made semi-close by the fact that Ketons are Ketons, but it's Andy is still, I think, just a little too outclassed indeed. TC here in the middle going to secure a little bit of gold and some more safe wood income, and of course safe wood income has been a huge issue here for Z40. He still didn't even have +1 defense for this fight. And same, yeah, getting the double lumber camp here on the wood line is a very, very nice situation. That said, I wouldn't call it game deciding. Anyway, iron casting about to be in. It is only light cav here for Andy, which can still be thwarted by some spearmen. I mean, it is Z40's tournament life on the line, so he's not going to resign immediately. Worth doing pikemen? Yeah, probably. On CA? What do you mean? Another Vil dies. I think that Z40 needed to be a bit more aggressive at trying to at least keep the villagers idle, if not downright kill them. Alright. Castle Age is in. Of course, you're going to be getting the light cav upgrade. You do have a market, right? No, you don't. Okay, so you have nothing to spend all that gold on right now, which obviously is less than great. But it's a good thing that even despite losing a ton of villagers and facing one of the best eco-civs in the game, Z40 is still ahead by 800 resources. Yeah, it will take a good enough fight there. Like, Andy's on 5 army right now, guys. What is this? Like, the thing with Ketons is not only do they have a great economy, but the things they do best are, like, all of the things that are best in the current metagame. Like, trash units, aggressive Step Lancer play, and then Cav Archers and Castle Age. It's like they're the civ that is just designed to crush on the meta. Alright, some Scorpions are on their way here for Andy. Best of 5? Yeah, checks out. Still, we want to get this series going a little bit longer. Alright, iron casting is on the way. Remember, you do get double that benefit still as the Ketons light cav rating over here. Yes, there's a big villager advantage for Andy, but he still isn't really all that close to the Vil lead. A lot of spearmen that aren't pikemen, but I guess he hasn't really been able to prioritize that. Hello, T-West. Guten Morgen. Oh yeah, T-West and I tried out a thing yesterday where it's like rating each other's YouTube channels. No idea how that's exactly going to work. But, if you randomly find yourself thrown to one of T-West's videos, then, you'll know why. Gonna get the kill there. Oh, this is gonna get spotted out here immediately. Doesn't want to take the engagement there with the knight and the monk nearby. I feel like it's still something that's kind of workable, though. Clowns have evolved. I know, it's terrifying. Oh, honestly, though, actually, this is really nicely done here from Z40. He's going to make sure that the units can't retreat properly. So that's going to be a nice win. And guys, Z40 has 30 army to 5. Camels are here to help out with the knights. And Andy is in a terrible position. Okay, at the very least, you can jump in and out of the house with the pond frozen over. Then it would have to be Acropolis instead of Acropolis, if you know what I mean. Oh, no, I mean, it's... Ketons are not that broken. This isn't launch Ketons that felt like a free win. We've certainly seen Ketons lose a fair amount. But this is Andy really not respecting the army from Z40 and not really getting into a good enough position to defend. Monk is over there, but it's 3 TCs per player. Z40 is playing well. I mean, I do think that Z40 is... Like, the thing with Z40 is he's making some mistakes, for sure, but he's still working towards the victory. He's understanding his win conditions, and I think that in a game like this that's getting very messy, that can still be the most important thing. Almost nothing. Well, Zico's been idled constantly. Oh, I think that 3 things can be true at the same time. Z40 is still overall playing well. Andy, since Castle Age, has been playing somewhat poorly, and Ketons are very OP. Or at least fairly OP. I think all 3 of those things are true. Need to kill a TC? That's actually a decent question. I have no idea. Because usually it's around 10 knights to snipe a TC. So long as it's, like, not completely garrison full of bodkin. Archers, but... I assume you need a lot more than that. I mean, like, the Keton Seppies do a lot of damage, but they're also going to die very quick to the TC. Anyway, upgrades here for Andy. I mean, they have +2, +1. Oh, Rocket Cart. Gonna rocket its way to victory. Anyway, Castle coming in. Look at these forward villagers. They could be going to build the castle, but no, that job's too dangerous. They don't get hazard pay. Well, Andy was definitely the better player through most of Feudal Age, but really just couldn't find a way to close out a game, and that really doesn't have as much to do with Ketons. They're unionized. If they're unionized, then why aren't they getting hazard pay? But yeah, this is absolutely a game-winning castle. Beautiful location for Z40. And he's looking to keep his hopes for LingYuan Cup alive. Monk's going for a couple of conversions there. Control left gold. This gold isn't super important yet. Remember, you do have side golds. It's not like this Acropolis is like a full gold in the middle map. I do like Acropolis. I feel like Land Madness is so overplayed in like the last year or so. Like, it was already borderline overplayed, then it felt like it was in like every tournament. So I think that the traditional trio of aggressive maps of Acropolis, Land Madness, and Atacama, they have a little bit more diversity. Anyway, Andy is trying to go for a 4th TC here, but obviously this whole economy is in jeopardy. You have Handcart coming in. Z40 back in, yep. Make the boss rebuild the camp closer to the forest to reduce unnecessary walking. Siestas, this is where I would... If I was classless, I would make about a joke about the French and striking in this sort of situation, but thankfully I am a classy caster. Socotra is, I would say, not... It doesn't fit the aggressive map mold. Socotra's still on a hamster map. It's a crazy map. Do I like Land Nomad? I do like Land Nomad. Revealed now. Oh, it is? That's why you unionize. Oh, man. Another TC coming here from Andy. I mean, he's trying to keep himself in it, but Z40's going to click up to Imp here in a second. He's ahead by 4,000 resources. Like BF than Arabia. I mean, Socotra's kind of its own beast. Remember, guys, when Socotra was released in African Kingdoms, it was like the worst map in the game. It was Nile Delta bad, because it had no wood on it. And it was just tiny. Like, it was actually just a terrible map, but it got several changes over time, and now it's its own entire map archetype. And this is the real thing, guys. Z40 had a 10% more efficient economy. Yes, Khitan certainly played a role in Z40 winning this game, but what Z40 did well was actually just keep Andy occupied, make sure his villagers weren't working, and that meant when Andy was trying to add an eco, he couldn't add an army at the same time. And yeah, it's not like Andy's playing, you know, Bulgarians here. Like, Andy's playing Khmer, which is absolutely a top-tier pick. But yeah, Khitans are still, well, they're still Khitans. And so the series marches onwards. That was the #1 pick for Z40 Civ-wise. That is a crop in the books. Hating on Bulgarians. I'm sorry, they're my stand-in for an underwhelming Civ. Looks like not Nomad will be the next map. Stay on till the next set? I don't know, guys. Bulgaria would like to have a word with me. Uh-oh. 2-hour game income? I mean, if we get a 2-hour game, and this just goes right into the next series, then... I mean, I'm not going to complain. The 8-minute emotion to Crepos dropping. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, guys, we are on not Nomad here, with a very long rush distance. I don't think I've seen a rush distance this long on this map yet. We will have Andy in the orange as the Persians here to the northeast, and Z40 in the blue as the Huns to the southwest. Huns are Huns, but I do think Persians are just so exceptionally strong on hybrid maps. That said, you still can get the dock very early here as Z40. Yeah, Huns with the dock are good. On the pup will be live? Nope. I don't think we ever get any info on when the pup is going to go from live. There is no Hun, of course, because it's not Nomad. It's very explicitly not Nomad. Yeah, no Hun horse. But you also don't start with any scout cavalry anyway. Yes, TCs sometimes spawn very close to each other. It's just coastal. It's basically coastal, but with the Nomad distribution of resources. And you also start right next to a wood line. Invisible. So the overall map shape is certainly coastal-like, although coastal is a bit more oblong. Yeah, what I'm trying to understand, though, is... So Huns are able to build a dock right away? Oh, yeah, because it's not Nomads. Yeah, so you can just drop the dock immediately. Yeah, that's going to make Huns better. That said, Andy is still slightly ahead in the resources. He has 4 fishing ships. Good coastal? Something like that. No, I don't think you start with a rent. Maybe you start with a random dock. I don't know. Do I look like a guy who's been casting this tournament constantly for the past couple weeks? Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the pup go live in the middle of the qualifiers. Up, this boar is being truculent. Start then? I guess I could. That's me talking backwards. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so you do start with a dock. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. And a dock with a Vil next to it. Okay, learning. And yes, Huns do have less wood, but... Alright. I'm slipping? I mean... Is it surprising at this point? All the signs were on the wall. During the finals. And then they have to play live because the devs never included a backwards last patch up. And then it was the secret polls pick from Yo in the finals to go against Hera. And the last, and it was before game number 7, and then Yo is suddenly playing with the buffed poles. And then he wins, and then there's all of the allegations of corruption. I'm so ready for the drama, guys. Anyway, Andy is going to be up a little bit faster with more villagers. I mean, Persians are just very, very good on hybrid maps. There wants another best of 5. Uses the old Ketons. Alright, dock number 2 coming in here for each player. Get some launch humans. The Step Lancers are all just phasing through everything. You just go for the second TC immediately. Top streamers create drama. Exactly, puppy saturation, and I'm a top streamer. That's what I do. Yes. Rush distance is very close. And that is a dock number 3. So, do I love triple dock fire galleys on this map? I think in this context I do, simply because the rush distance is so close. In a lot of situations, what we see is somebody going fire galleys, and then the other player just kind of getting wrecked by irregular galleys because they have too much room to, you know, sail around and shoot. However, I think, again, because the rush distance is just so close, you don't really have time to build up galleys. And also the docks are kind of far apart from each other, and the galleys prefer to come out of docks that are right next to each other, as obviously it's a unit that needs to be messed up to be effective. What? Look at this Vil. This Vil is so talented, he's just repairing through a wall. That's pretty darn impressive. Anyway, guys, Z40's 300 resources behind, so yeah, that's rough. Let's get one snipe over there, but it's full-blown water, and I mean, Persians should just be better than Huns at this. As it used to? Well, remember, you start with a dock, as we have just ascertained, you start with a dock on this map, so you don't really get any choice. Alright, fishing ships are just sailing around here. Andy's are getting back to work, though. He just has way more ships than his opponent. Castle Fiesta. This map plays more just like an aggressive hybrid map. Or just a hybrid map. It's not like an especially aggressive hybrid map. So trying to sail away there. That fishing ship is in the wrong part of town. But still, I mean, 7 fire galleys to 3. Andy's just taking good fights here constantly. Merge YouTube and Twitch chat. I should find a way to do that. Has T West done that yet? Does anyone know? I might ask his assistants if he's found a way to do that. Because it's kind of a complicated process. You are allowed to, actually. Well, we all know that terror plays by the rules. Anyway, demo coming in now here from Orange. That was, like, really underwhelming for Z40. Oh, no. Oh, I know it's something you can do. I just don't know it myself. Oh, no. Shows up on my stream? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the thing is, if you both go full water and then you lose full water, then there really shouldn't be much of a comeback mechanism. Because you've invested everything you have into winning water, but, I mean, Andy's just been ahead from moment 1. Andy's looking up the castle age too, jeez. Dude, on stream though, I don't know, puppy saturation. If the implication there seems to be that I'm not competent. So Persian, did they buff Aztec production speed again? I think they did that. It used to be 18%, then they nerfed it to 11%. Now I think it's back up to 15%. So Aztecs, faster dark, faster feudal, same castle, slower ramp. But then Aztecs get shipwright, and then they get the faster producing navy again. Persians don't get shipwright. Yeah, Market Blacksmith, no barracks or any military building whatsoever here for Andy. Well, kind of a clunker to end this series, unfortunately. But it happens. It happens. Oh, and you even lost a Vil here. Oh, that's a kill on the boar. Is 15%? Okay. Hera, Mr. Yo of recent time. Yeah, there's the GG called from Z40. Unfortunate, but Andy was certainly the favored player in this set. At the end of the day, just a little too good for Z40 to handle, and he will be moving on to the next round. Lucky to get a 4th game. I thought it would be a 3-0. And if I did think it was a 3-0, it still begs the question as to why on earth I thought it would be a good idea to wake up and cast this, but here I am, and lots of people tuned in, so I am very grateful. So here's the plan, guys. The next series, Margu versus Lucho, starts in 2.5 hours. Now, I am going to take a bit of a break for now, because I actually have other stuff I need to do as well. But I will be back and do another stream in 2.5 hours. So that is noon my time, which makes it 17 GMT. Yeah. All right. So I'll see you guys in 2.5 hours. But thank you guys for watching.